Hey everyone, Jason with a complete tutorial on the Deluxe Class A motorhome, complete with 2 slide outs, driver's cab, living area, bedroom, and bathroom. Just as a fair warning, this video is over 1 hour 55 minutes long. If you feel the need to take a break through the video, feel free to do so. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Let's begin the construction of the chassis with a 1x16 Technic brick and a 2x2 brick with 2 Technic pins. Skip 1 hole, place the brick in like so. On this end, let's skip 2 holes and set another 2x2 brick with 2 Technic pins. Let's set another 1x16 Technic brick on the other side. May have to wiggle it a bit to get the pins to line up. Grab 8 friction pins. Let's place 2 on the right and 2 on the bottom right. The same on the other side. Now, take 2 1x6 Technic bricks, place them on the bottom portion. Take 1 1x16 Technic brick and a 2x2 brick with Technic pins, place them in the top hole. On the bottom, skip 2 holes, set down another 2x2 brick with Technic pins. Let's sandwich the assembly together with another 1x16 Technic brick. Let's grab 2 friction pins. Let's place these on the left hand side, starting with the second hole. Skip 3 holes and place the other friction pin. Take a 1x6 Technic brick, place it on the friction pins. Now take 4 friction pins. Let's place this one in the second hole from the top. Skip 3 holes. Set another friction pin. Skip 1 hole. Place our third friction pin. Skip 3 holes and place the last friction pin. Grab 2 1x6 Technic bricks, place them on the friction pins. Take a 1x4 flat tile, place it on the bottom right hand side. Take 4 more friction pins, place 2 on the bottom right and 2 on the bottom left. Take a 1x16 Technic brick. Let's place the friction pins on the left hand side of the 1x16. Take the other portion, slip the Technic pins inside the 1x16 Technic brick. Now take a 2x4 brick with 2 Technic pins. Place this in the middle hole, like so. Let's take another 1x16 Technic brick, place it on the pins. This one we're going to have to wiggle in. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's start on the right hand side and work our way back. We're all locked together. On the left hand side, let's skip 5 holes and set our half friction pin followed by a stud. This is going to be the gray water clean out for the motorhome. There's the chassis. Let's install our deck, starting with a 1x8 plate. Place it on the right hand side, followed by a 1x6 plate. Now, let's take 2 2x2 plates, place them right next to the 1x6 plate. Let's set down a 1x6 plate right next to the 2x2 plates. Take 2 2x8 plates, place them right next to the 1x6 plate. Now, take a 4x6 plate, place it right behind the 1x4 flat tile. Let's set down another 2x8 plate, 2 6x8 plates, and a 2x8 plate right next to the previous 6x8 plates. Let's start the rear with a 1x4 plate. Place 2 more 1x4 plates on the top and 2 1x4 plates on the bottom. Let's wrap up the left hand side with another 1x4 plate. Let's lock in this area with 2 1x4 plates. And to finish up the rear, 2 2x8 plates. Take a 2x6 plate and a 2x2 plate that can accept a hitch. Place it on one end of the 2x6 plate. Set it down in this area. Take 2 1x6 plates, place them on top of one another, set them on the top side of the chassis. Take 2 more 1x6 plates, place them on top of one another, and set this assembly on the bottom. Starting on the left, let's set down a 1x4 plate. Place a 1x10 plate in this area. This opening is going to be for a door. Now take a 1x3 plate, followed by a 1x4 plate to finish up the right hand side. Starting back on the left again, take another 1x10 plate, start on the left, 1x3 plate, and two 1x6 plates to finish up the right hand side. Let's work on the side with the gray water clean out. Take two 1x6 plates, place them on top of one another. Set this assembly right next to the clean out valve. Let's place a 1x8 plate on the other side of the clean out valve. A 1x6 plate, followed by a 1x3 plate for the right hand side. Let's place another 1x3 plate right next to the clean out valve, a 1x6 plate, and a 1x8 plate. Finally, let's take two 1x2 bricks, place them in these two areas. Let's begin the floor assembly, starting with a 1x6 brick. Place it on the right hand side. Take another 1x6 brick, place it along the bottom. Take three 2x6 bricks, let's fill in this area. When placing this 2x6 brick, make sure to hold underneath the trailer hitch. And the last 2x6 brick on the top. Let's build the rear bumper. Start with a 1x8 plate and a 1x8 plate with track. Place the track piece on top of the 1x8 plate, followed by another 1x8 track piece. Place it on top of the hitch assembly, holding underneath the hitch. Let's flip the assembly over. Let's set down a pair of 1x3 inverted slopes on both sides of the hitch assembly. Take two 2x3 inverted slopes, fill in the two remaining areas. Let's flip the assembly over again. Let's make a reflector that goes in this area. Take a 1x1 angler brick and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. Place the flat tile on the angler brick and set it inside this opening, holding underneath the inverted slope. Let's make another one for this area with another 1x1 angler brick and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. Set it in this area. Now, take four 1x1 angler bricks, set them right next to the reflector light. Next, place two radiator grills on the angler bricks. This is going to be a portion of the built-in generator. Now take 2 more 1x1 angular bricks. Set them on the left-hand side, followed by a stud for our electrical hookup and another stud for the water connector. Now let's begin the floor for the bathroom. Start with a 1x6 plate. Place it on top of the 2x6 bricks and a 2x6 plate right next to the 1x6 plate. You have to press down firm. Now take a 1x3 plate, place it on the top, followed by a 1x1 plate. Let's set down a 1x2 plate right in this area where there is a 1 stud reveal. Take a 1x3 flat tile, place it right in the center and on the bottom portion of the 2x6 plate, followed by a 1x1 round flat tile for a drain. Finally, let's fill in this remaining area with flat tiles. I'm going to set down several 1x1 flat tiles for the floor. You can use any design you wish. This will give the bathroom a nice finished look. Also, if you prefer, you can stick a few 1x1 plates for studs to anchor down minifigures. These tiles are being a bit stubborn. They don't want to line up. This 1x1 plate is for the door to attach to. That's why it's a different color than the 1x3 plate. Well, that one's not supposed to go there. It's supposed to go there. Let's start the floor construction for the bedroom with 2 2x10 bricks. Place them right over the chassis. Let's take a 2x10 plate and 2 2x2 inverted slopes. Place them on both ends of the 2x10 plate. And let's set the assembly on the top. Be sure to press down on the plates below. Let's take another 2x10 plate and 2 2x2 inverted slopes. Let's set this assembly down as well. Take 4 1x6 flat tiles. Let's place them on the left-hand side to finish off the bedroom floor. Now, set down 2 1x4 flat tiles right next to the 1x6 flat tiles. Now place a 2x2 plate in this area, followed by 4 more 1x6 flat tiles. Take 2 more 1x4 flat tiles, place them on the bottom. right above the wheel well. Take a 2x2 plate, place it on the previous 2x2 plate, followed by a 2x2 flat tile. This is going to be the stop for the slide out for the bedroom. Let's install the floor for the main living area, starting with a 1x2 flat tile. Place it on the left-hand side of the door. Next, take a 1x3 plate, place it right above the 1x2 flat tile. Let's set down a 2x8 plate. Take a 1x1 flat tile, place it on the right hand side of the doorstep. Take another 1x1 flat tile, followed by a 1x4 flat tile. This portion is going to be used to set in the door. Let's finish up this area with another 1x1 and 1x4 flat tile. The pattern that I chose for the main living area is going to be a hardwood floor pattern. You can use any design you wish. Let's set down a 1x4, a 1x8, and a 1x1 flat tile. The next row, let's start with a 1x8, 1x4, and a 1x6 flat tile. Moving on, let's start with a 1x6 flat tile, followed by a 1x8 and a 1x4 flat tile. Let's set down a 1x4, a 1x8, and a 1x6 flat tile to wrap up the nice hardwood floor. Take 3 1x6 plates, place them on the top. With the first 1x6 plate lines up with the hardwood floor. Let's construct our stairs. Let's set down a 2x3 plate in this area. Place a 1x2 flat tile right on top of the 2x3 plate, followed by a 1x1 quarter round tile to finish up this corner of the step. Let's fill in this area with a 1x3 plate. Set down another 1x2 flat tile, followed by a 1x1 quarter round flat tile. Let's place a 1x4 brick right behind the steps. Now, let's place a 1x1 plate on the right hand side of the 1x4 brick, followed by a 1x2 flat tile. In this area, let's set down a 1x1 brick. Let's build 2 reflectors with a angular brick and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. Place it in this area, right next to the steps. Let's make another reflector light with a angular brick and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. Place it on this side. Let's set down a 1x2 brick right next to the reflector. Next, let's place a 2x4 brick in this void, followed by a 2x3 brick. Let's set down a 2x3 plate in this area. Place a 1x1 brick right next to the reflector, a 1x1 Technic brick, a 1x2 brick, a 1x6 brick, and a 1x3 brick to finish up this portion of the wall. On the other side of the door, let's set down a 1x1 brick and a 1x1 Technic brick. In this corner, let's place a 1x1 brick. Let's finish off these plates with tiles. Starting on the right, let's set down two 1x4 flat tiles. A 1x6 and another 1x4 flat tile to finish up the area where the slide out is going to rest. Finally, let's construct the floor for the driver's cab, starting with three 2x4 plates. Place them in this area. Let's fill in the remaining area with two 2x6 plates. Let's place a 1x6 flat tile on the top. Set down a 2x6 plate right next to the 1x6 flat tile. Take two 1x2 jumper plates. Place them in the center. Let's fill in these two areas with two 1x1 flat tiles. Let's fill in this row with three 1x2 jumper plates. Next, set down a 1x6 plate. To fill in this area, let's take three 2x2 by 2/3 angle plate. This is going to be used to attach the front bumper and grille. Let's crown off these studs with two 1x6 flat tiles. Place a 1x2 flat tile on this jumper plate. Let's fill in these two areas with two 2x2 turntables. Set down a 1x2 flat tile in this area, a 1x1 slope for a gas pedal. Place a 1x1 plate right next to the gas pedal, and two 2x2 flat tiles to finish off the floor. Let's take a 1x6 brick with arch, place it in this area for a wheel well. The same for the other side. Finally, let's build another set of reflector lights with an angular brick and a 1x1 transparent orange round flat tile. Place it in that area. Let's make another one and place it right next to the 1x1 Technic brick. Take another 1x1 angular brick and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. This concludes the floor assembly. Let's start the construction of the bathroom. Take a 1x8 brick, place it on the right hand side, right next to the opening where the large living slide out is going to be. Now place a 1x3 brick and a 1x4 brick. Now take a 1x1 angular brick and a 1x1 flat tile. Place the tile on the front of the angular brick and set it on the 1x3 plate. Let's make two more with two 1x1 angular bricks and a 1x1 flat tile. These are going to be drawer fronts. On the back, take four more 1x1 angular bricks, place them right on top of the previous 1x1 angular bricks to finish up the ventilation for the built-in generator. Finally, let's face the angular bricks with two 1x2 radiator grills. Let's finish up this corner with a 1x2 brick. Be sure to hold on the bottom. Place a 1x6 brick in the rear, right above the bumper. Take a 1x2x2 corner wall element. Let's place it at the top. Take a 1x1 wall element. Place it on the right hand side of the 1x2x2 wall element. Let's set down a 1x2 wall element on the left hand side, followed by another 1x2x2 corner wall element. Let's set down a 1x4 wall element on the right hand side and a 1x1 corner wall element in this area to finish up the basin for the bathtub. Let's lock this corner together with a 1x3 brick. Let's set a 1x6 brick in this area, followed by a 1x3 brick on the right hand side. Now let's add a row of plates on the top. Let's start with a 1x1 plate in this area. Set down a 1x4 plate right above the 1x3 brick. Let's place a 1x6 plate. Take two 1x4 plates, place them on the rear. Let's set a 1x6 plate right above the ventilation for the generator. Let's set down this 1x4 plate in this area, followed by another 1x4 plate and a 1x6 plate to finish up this level. Now, let's place a 1x3 plate right above the angular bricks with tiles. Let's start at this end. Let's set down 1x4 brick and 2 1x8 bricks to finish up the back. Let's set a 1x3 brick right there, followed by a 1x8 brick. Let's build the basin for the sink. Let's place a 1x1 brick in this area. Take a 1x2 triple wall element. Let's place it right there, where the inside is facing the wall. Finally, take a tap, place it on top of the 1x1 brick for a water faucet. Let's construct the toilet. Let's take an aerial, place it on the stud right by the wall. Now, let's slip a panner right over the aerial and attach the bottom portion to the stud. Take a life buoy. Let's slip this on the aerial and lock it together with the panner. Finally, a round sign with a snap on the back. Place it on the aerial for a toilet lid. Let's tackle the rear, starting with 3 1x2x3 wall elements. Let's place this one in the middle, another one on the left, and the last wall element on the right. Now take 3 1x1 angler bricks, place them on top of one another. Let's make sure everything is lined up. Now, let's place 3 1x1 transparent red round flat tiles on the angular bricks. These are going to be the brake lights and turn signals. Let's place this column on the right hand side. Let's make another one with 3 more 1x1 angler bricks and 3 1x1 round transparent red flat tiles. Let's make sure that this is all lined up. Let's set this assembly on the left hand side. Take a 1x4 brick with 4 knobs, place it right on top of the wall elements to lock them together. Set down a 1x2 jumper plate right in the center. Let's fill in these 2 studs with 2 1x1 round transparent orange flat tiles and a 1x1 slope for a rear camera. Let's start the next row of bricks with a 1x1 brick in the top left. Now place a 1x1 brick with 1 knob right next to the previous 1x1 brick, followed by a 1x4 brick. Let's take a 1x2 tap, place it on the center of the brick with knob. Let's set down a 1x3 brick in this area. On the right hand side, let's place a 1x2 brick followed by a 1x3 brick. This opening is going to be left open for a window. Let's set down a 1x2 brick right here, a 1x6 brick, and a 1x2x2 corner brick to lock in this area. Let's work right above the faucet, starting with a 1x3 brick. Now let's take a 1x2x2 brick with a reflective sticker for a mirror, place it right above the sink basin. Let's place a 1x4 brick right next to the mirror. On the right hand side, set down a 1x4 brick and a 1x1 brick. Take 3 1x2x2 transparent wall elements, set them in the window opening. This will bring light into the bedroom. Now, place a 1x3 brick in this area, followed by a 1x8 brick. Let's make a shower curtain for the shower tub. I made mine out of a piece of paper towel. The measurements are 4.3 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters, or 1 3/4 inches by 3.5 inches. What I did is folded it up to where it's about 1 centimeter, and I punched a hole on the top. Now let's take a 7 stud long shaft and feed it through the hole. It helps if you twist it in. Then take 2 1x1 bricks with knobs to secure the shaft. Let's spread this out. Now we can simply drop the shower curtain in, like so, where the brick with knob is right up against the mirror. And we have 5 studs on this side. Let's place a 1x3x4 door on this stud. Let's lock the door in with a 1x8 brick. Now, place a 1x3 brick right next to the 1x8 brick, followed by a 1x4 brick with 4 knobs. Let's build a TV for this area. Take a 2x4 plate and a 2x2 flat tile that has a computer monitor print. Place it right in the center, and 2 1x2 radiator grills on both sides of the monitor. Let's place the assembly right on the bricks with knobs. Now, let's place a 1x1 brick right in this area. Another 1x1 brick right next to the 1x1 brick with 1 knob. Let's place a few 1x2x2 corner bricks in the corners to lock the brake light assemblies. A 1x1 brick right next to the shower curtain, and a 1x3 brick to level out the last row of bricks for the bathroom. Let's place a 1x3 brick on the other side of the TV. On this side, let's set down 2 1x2 plates. and a 1x1 plate on top of the 1x2 plate assembly. Let's start back on this side. Set down a 1x6 plate. To lock in this corner, place a 1x3 and a 1x4 plate in the back. Now set down a 1x2 plate with stick right above the shower tub. Now let's take a holder and a 1x1 nose cone. Slip the nose cone on the holder and set it on the 1x2 plate with stick. For a shower head, let's set down a 1x6 plate and a 1x6 flat tile right above the door. Now place a 1x3 plate and a 1x2 plate in the bedroom area. Let's crown off this area with a 1x8 flat tile. Set down a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile along with a 1x1 plate, a 1x2 transparent orange flat tile, a 1x1 flat tile, and a 1x1 round transparent orange flat tile. This concludes the assembly for the bathroom. Now let's tackle the kitchen. Start with two 1x2x2 corner plates. Place them right next to the 2x3 brick. Now set down a 2x4 plate. This is going to be the base for the oven. Let's set down a 1x3 brick right next to the assembly. Let's place a 1x1 flat tile here. Now set down two 1x1 angular bricks. Let's finish off the front of the angular bricks with a 1x2 flat tile. Let's take another 1x1 flat tile, place it on the other side of the angular bricks. Let's wrap this corner with a 1x2x2 corner brick. Finally, take another 1x1 angular brick and a 1x1 flat tile. Place the tile on the angular brick and set it to where the tile is perpendicular to this tile. Let's build our handle to get into the trailer. Let's start with a 1x1 brick with knob and a 1x2 brick. Place the brick on like so. Next, take a 1x2 plate with stick and a 1x2 flat tile. Let's set this right in this area to fill in this hole. Let's place a 1x4 brick and a 1x3 brick right there. Now, take two 1x1 angular bricks, place them in this area, followed by a 1x2 radiator grill. Finally, let's set down a 1x3 and a 1x2 brick to fill in that row. Now, let's crown off the top with a few plates, starting with a 1x6 plate, a 1x3 plate, and 2 1x4 plates. Now back inside the kitchen, let's place a 1x2 brick on the far right, skip 3 studs, and place another 1x2 brick. Now let's place this 1x2 brick right next to the previous, another 1x2 brick. Let's set down a transparent brown 1x2 brick right in front of the gray 1x2 brick, followed by another 1x2 brick on the left hand side. Let's set down 2 1x2x2 corner plates right on top of the assembly. Now place a 1x2 plate with stick right on top of the transparent brick, followed by 2 2x2 jumper plates for burners. Take a 1x1 angler brick and a 1x1 plate. Place the plate on the front of the angular brick. Let's attach a 1x2 plate on top of the 1x1 plate, followed by a 1x2 flat tile. Let's slide this assembly down on the right. Let's place a 1x2 brick in the back. Take a 1x2 triple wall element and a 1x2 plate. Set the wall element on top of the plate. Place it on top of the angular bricks to where the interior is facing the 1x2 brick. Let's place a 1x2 flat tile right above this cabinet and a 1x2 faucet right on top of the 1x2 brick. Now, take a 1x1 angular brick and a 1x1 plate. Place the plate on the angular brick, followed by a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 flat tile. Let's slide this assembly down in this area. Let's place a 1x2 brick on the left. Now, let's fill in this area with a 1x1 angular brick and a 1x1 flat tile. Let's finish off the left-hand side of the counter with a 1x2 flat tile and a 1x3 flat tile. Back to the exterior wall, let's place 2 1x6 bricks starting on the left. Skip 4 studs, place a 1x1 brick on the right. Let's place another 1x1 brick on top of the previous 1x1 brick. Set down 2 1x2x2 transparent brown wall elements right in front of the sink for a window. Next, a 1x8 brick and a 1x4 brick. Back on the left, set down a 1x2 brick and a 1x3 brick. Let's set down 2 1x1 angular bricks right in this area, followed by a 1x2 radiator grill. Now let's proceed with a 1x2 brick. Let's set 2 1x1 angular bricks, followed by a 1x2 slope. This is going to be the vent for the range hood. A 1x2 brick and a 1x3 brick right above the window. And on the far right, a 1x1 angler brick and a 1x1 transparent yellow slope for a porch light. Grab a 1x4x6 frame. Let's set a door inside the frame. Now, set a stud on the door for a knob. Let's set the door down in this area while holding onto the bottom plate. There is a correction. Remember the 1x2 plate assembly? It has to be removed and slid over by one stud. Now let's proceed. Take two 2x3x2 cupboards, place them on top of one another, set the unit down in this area, slip some drawers inside the cupboards. This is going to give the bedroom extra storage space. Let's place a 1x3x4 door on the stud. Place a 1x6 brick to lock in the door and to connect to the cupboards. Take a 1x2x2 corner brick, place it in this area where we have a one stud reveal. Let's place a 1x1 Technic brick right next to the corner brick where it's lined up with the Technic brick on the bottom, followed by a 1x2 brick. Let's crown off the top of this area with a 1x6 plate. Let's head back into the kitchen. Place two 1x2 bricks on top of one another. Set this unit down in the far right. Take two more 1x2 bricks, place them on top of one another, place this column by the stove. Drop down a 1x3x3 door in the opening. Fill in the top with a 2x3 and a 2x2 plate. Place a 1x2 brick in this area, followed by a 2x2 brick and a 1x1 brick. Set down a 1x2 brick right here. Let's lock in this area with a 1x2x2 corner brick, followed by a 1x1 brick. Let's set a 1x3x2 door in this opening. Now, place a 1x1 brick with one knob right in this corner, followed by a 1x1 brick, a 1x1 brick with one knob, a 1x1 brick, a 1x2 brick with two knobs, a 1x1 brick with one knob, and a 1x4 brick. Now, set down a 1x10 plate right above the 1x1 bricks. Let's crown off this plate with a 1x6 flat tile, where we have a one stud on the right and three studs open on the left. Let's construct the microwave. Let's start with a 1x2 by 2x2 angle plate. Flip it on its side. Let's place a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 flat tile on the bottom portion. On the right hand side, set down a 1x2 brick, followed by a 1x2 flat tile that has a control panel print. Let's take a 1x2x2 frame, place a piece of glass inside the frame, set it on the 2 remaining studs. Let's build the other side. Start with a 1x2 by 1x2 angle plate and a 1x2 flat tile. Place the flat tile inside the angle plate. Let's crown off these 2 studs with a 1x2 plate, followed by a 2x2 flat tile. Simply connect the 2x2 flat tile to the frame. There's our microwave. Let's construct the upper cabinet, starting with a 2x4 plate. Place a 2x2 plate on the left hand side of the 2x4 plate, followed by a 2x3 plate on the right hand side. Slip a 1x2 plate in this opening. Place 2 2x2 flat tiles, followed by a 1x2 flat tile for cupboard doors. Let's place the microwave on these 2 bricks with knobs. It snaps right in place. Place the upper cabinets right above the sink. Let's finish up this area with a 2x10 plate. This will lock in the door for the refrigerator. Place a 1x1 plate in this area. Set down 5 2x2 flat tiles on the 2x10 plate. Finally, let's fill in this area with a 1x1 flat tile. That is one nice looking kitchen. Let's begin the bedroom slide out, starting with a 1x8 plate. Place a 1x2 plate right in the middle. Next, set 2 1x2x2 corner plates right next to the 1x2 plate. Now, let's place a 2x3 plate under each corner plate. Now let's place a 1x4 plate on the left and another 1x4 plate on the right. Slip 2 1x3 plates right underneath the 1x4 plates. Now let's place a 1x4 plate right in front of this corner plate and another 1x4 plate right next to the other corner plate. Now let's place a 1x2x2 corner plate right underneath the 1x4 plate, followed by another 1x2x2 corner plate. Let's lock this joint together with a 1x4 plate. Starting on the right hand side, place a 1x3 plate another 1x3 plate on the left hand side. Now place two 1x4 plates on the top. Let's fill in this area with three 2x4 plates. This will give the frame added support. Now let's add a soft comforter to the bed. Place two 2x3 plates right in the center of the 2x4 plates. Next, take 12 1x1 bricks with bow. Let's place 6 on the right and 6 on the left. This is going to give the sides of the bed a nice soft look and feel. Just about done. Now place a 1x4 flat tile on the front of the bed. Let's set down 12 1x1 flat tiles in the center. You can use any design you wish. I'm using some Eyes of Ender from a Minecraft set for the quilt pattern. Trying to escape. Now let's fill in this area with a 2x4 plate. Crown off the 2x4 plate with two 2x2 by 2/3 bases. There's our bed. Let's begin the wall construction for the slide out, starting with a 1x6 brick. Place it right behind the pillows. Now, place a 1x4 brick on the left and right hand sides. Take 4 1x2 transparent brown bricks. Let's place 2 right behind the pillows. One on the left and one on the right hand sides. Now let's place a 1x2 brick on the left and on the right hand side, followed by a 1x1 brick on the left and right hand side to finish up this row. Let's lock the window together with a 1x6 plate. Take 2 1x4 plates, place them on top to lock in the smaller windows. Let's place a 1x8 plate in the back, followed by 2 1x4 plates on the sides. Now let's fill the top in with 4 1x8 flat tiles to close up the slide out. Finally, let's fill in these two areas with 2 1x1 slopes. Place the slopes to where they are facing inward. These are going to be the stops for the slide out. Let's set the slide out in the opening. It'll sit right over the top of the 2x2 assembly. Let's lock it together with a 1x10 brick. Now set down a 1x8 and a 1x10 plate to finish up the striping. Now let's smooth it off with two 1x8 flat tiles, a 1x2 flat tile, skip a stud, and proceed with a 1x2 plate and a 1x4 flat tile. Now we have a functioning slide out for the bedroom. Let's start the construction of the driver's cab. Take a small aerial, place it on the 1x1 plate. This is going to be our gear shift knob. Take 3 rocker bearing and plate assemblies, place them on the angular bricks to where the rocker bearing swings inward. We're going to need 3 of these in total. Now, let's place some seats on the turntables. These are 2x2x2 seats. Let's start the dashboard starting with a 2x6 plate. Set down a 2x3 plate on the left-hand side. Let's take a 1x1 slope, place it right next to the 2x3 plate, followed by another 1x1 slope. Let's place a 1x2 slope on the top right and another 1x2 slope on the bottom right. Let's add some instruments to our dash. Take a 1x2 flat tile that has a gauge print, a 1x1 flat tile with a gauge print, a 1x1 flat tile with a set of buttons or lights, a 1x1 plate in the middle, and another 1x1 flat tile with a gauge print on the bottom left. Now let's set down a steering console on the 1x1 plate. There's our dashboard. Let's install our dashboard on the bearing plates. Place it as shown to where the studs are going in the bottom portion of the 2x6 plate. Now just swing it forward. Very simple. Now we need to add some bricks around the base. Let's place a 1x4 brick and a 1x3 brick. Now set down a 1x1 brick with one knob right on the front. Let's flip this monster over. Let's take another 1x1 brick with one knob, place it on the other side, followed by a 1x8 brick. Let's start the front bumper and grille with a 2x6 by 2/3 angle plate. Let's set a 2x6 plate right next to the angle plate. Let's lock it together with two 2x3 plates. Place these in the middle. Place a 1x2 plate on the bottom center. Set down a pair of 1x3 plates, one on each side. Take two 1x4 bricks with bow, place them on the bottom portion. Set down two 1x2 radiator grills right above the bumper. Now, set down two 1x1 transparent clear round flat tiles for headlights. Place a 1x4 and a 1x2 flat tile in the center. Finally, set down a 2x2 by 2/3 plate with bow on both sides to finish up the contour. Flip the assembly over. Let's add two 1x3 plates, one on each side. Grab two 1x1 plates with lamp holder. Place them in the remaining areas. Flip the assembly back over again. Take two 1x1 round transparent orange flat tiles, stick them in the remaining studs for turn signals. Let's fill in these two areas with two aerials. These are going to be used for the windshield wipers. Let's slightly twist these. That looks good. There's the front bumper and grille. Let's install the front bumper and grille on the bricks with knobs. This is a snap. Literally, it is a snap. Looks good. Let's place a 1x6 plate right here, followed by a 1x4 plate. Drop down a 1x6 plate on the angler plate, right by the dashboard. Wrap around the other side with a 1x3 plate, followed by a 1x6 plate. Take three 1x4 bricks, place them on top of one another, set the assembly right by the door. Grab three 1x3 bricks, place them on top of one another. On this corner, let's place two 1x1 plates. Set this column on this side. Grab four 1x4x3 transparent wall elements. Let's place one on that side, two in the front, and one on the side by the driver's seat. Let's fill in these two areas with two 1x1x3 column bricks. If you choose, you can use a few 1x1 bricks instead. Back on this side, set down a 1x3 brick to lock in the door, 1x1 Technic brick, a 1x8 Technic brick across the top, a 1x6 brick, 2 transparent brown 1x4 bricks on top of the wall elements, and finally a 1x6 brick on the driver's side. Let's make some side mirrors for the front. Starting with the left, take a 3 stud long shaft and a 1x2 plate with 2 holders. Slip the shaft in the holders to where it's flush on top. Now stick a 1x2 slope on the plate. Let's set the assembly inside the lamp holder and swing it inward. Let's make one for the driver's side. It's the same construction, just in reverse. So take another 3 stud long shaft and a 1x2 plate with 2 holders and a 1x2 slope. Let's slip this one on the right hand side. These you're going to have to wiggle in a bit. They do get a bit stiff and squeaky too. There we go. Got some nice side mirrors. Let's continue with a 1x8 plate right above the door. A 1x6 plate on top of the 1x8 Technic brick. And 2 1x6 plates on the front portion. Now, set down a 1x2 plate on the top and one on the bottom. Let's make a viewing screen for our rear camera. Take a angle plate and a 1x2 flat tile that has a radar print. Place the tile on the front of the angle plate and set it inside this area. Let's make a little TV that goes on this Technic brick. Take 2 1.5 stud long shafts, place them to where we're skipping a hole and a half and there's a hole open in the center. Take a 2x4 plate and a 2x2 flat tile that has a monitor print. Set it in the middle, followed by 2 1x2 radiator grills. Set them on both sides. Let's set the screen in like so. They should fit inside these tubes. Got the TV in the center, looking really nice. Now let's add a few smooth tiles. Take a 1x6 flat tile, set it right above the door, followed by a 1x3 flat tile. Skip a stud, place a 1x4 flat tile. Set down a 1x3 plate, a 1x1 transparent orange plate, a 1x1 plate, a 1x2 transparent orange plate, a 1x1 plate, a 1x1 transparent orange plate, and a 1x3 plate. Let's finish up the top with 2 2x4 plates with bow. give the top a nice contour. There's the driver's cab. Let's construct the slide out for the main living area, starting with a 4x10 plate, a 4x8 plate, and a 1x16 brick. Place the plates together end to end and set the 1x16 brick on the back. Place a 1x3 brick on the left and right hand sides. Take a 1x2 45-degree slope and a 1x1 plate. Place the plate underneath the slope. Set this assembly on the left hand side. Let's make another one with a 1x1 plate and a 1x2 45-degree slope. Place that on the right. Let's add some plates around the top. Set down a 1x3 plate on the left, followed by a 1x4 plate. Skip 2 studs. Place a 1x6 plate, followed by another 1x6 plate. Finally, a 1x3 plate on the right hand side. Let's begin building the seats for the dining booth. Set down a 2x3 plate and another 2x3 plate in this area. Let's cover the plates with several 1x2 flat tiles. We're going to need 6 tiles in total. Let's build the base of the sofa. In this area, let's set down 4 2x3 plates. Now, let's slip in 2 1x4 plates in the back. Let's wrap it in with 2 1x1 plates. To fill in this area, set down 3 2x2 flat tiles. Now, place a 1x2 plate on the right and a 1x2 plate on the left. Let's fill in this area with 3 1x2 palisade bricks. Let's lock in those palisade bricks with a 1x4 plate. Drop down a few 1x1 bricks on both sides of the sofa. Let's crown off the top with 2 1x2 by 2/3 plate with bow. These are going to be the arms of the sofa. Let's round up these corners with 2 1x1 bricks with bow. Finally, let's smooth out the top with 2 1x3 flat tiles. Let's build the backs of the seats for the booth, starting with 2 1x2 plates stacked on top of one another. Place this unit on the right hand side. Let's make another unit with 2 more 1x2 plates stacked on top of one another. Place this one on the left. Let's set down a pair of palisade bricks, one on each unit. Let's fill in these two areas with two 1x1 bricks. Place a 1x1 plate on the left palisade brick and one on the right palisade brick, followed by two 1x1 bricks with bow. Let's finish up the top with two 1x2 flat tiles. Let's build a dinette table. Take a 2x4 plate and two 1x3 flat tiles. Place the flat tiles on the 2x4 plate and set it in the 2-stud opening. Let's construct the walls, starting with a 1x4 brick on the left and another 1x4 brick on the right. Place a 1x6 brick behind the couch and a 1x1 brick by the booth. Finally, a 1x3 brick. This opening is left open for a window. Set down a 1x1 brick on the left and a 1x1 brick on the right. Grab three 1x2 bricks, place one on the left, skip 6 studs, and place another 1x2 brick followed by the last 1x2 brick. Let's place another 1x1 brick on the left and right hand side. Set down another 1x2 brick on the left and a 1x2 brick on the right. Here, let's set down a 1x1 brick followed by a 1x2 inverted slope. This is going to give us a little support for the roof. Now let's add some windows to the slide out. Take three 1x2x3 transparent wall elements that are transparent brown. Place them in this opening. Let's take 5 1x2x2 transparent brown wall elements. Let's place one on the left, 3 in this opening, and one on the right. Now the slide out has plenty of windows to let natural light in. Now let's start with the top. Place two 1x8 plates on the top where we have a 2-stud opening right in the middle. Set down a 2x4 plate on the left. In the middle, take a 2x4 plate and a transparent yellow 1x1 nose cone. Place it in this opening. Set it right in this area where we have a light underneath by the couch. Let's make another one with a 2x4 plate and a 1x1 transparent yellow nose cone. This time, set it in this corner of the 2x4 plate. Set this assembly on the right. Now we have a pair of lights by the couch. Let's continue with two 1x4 flat tiles. Place one on the left and one on the right hand side. Grab 8 1x8 flat tiles. Let's start with the back by placing 2 and working forward. We don't want rain leaking in the slide out, do we? Now let's add some stops in these 2 areas with 2 1x2 slopes. On the bottom, let's set down a 1x1 plate on the left, right underneath the previous 1x1 plate and the 1x2 slope, followed by another 1x1 plate on the right hand side. There is the complete living area slide out. Let's set the slide out inside the opening. Let's make a beam that goes on top. Start with a 1x10 plate and a 1x8 plate. Place the 1x8 plate where it hangs over by 2 studs. Next, take a 1x10 plate, place it on top of the 1x10 plate, put another 1x10 plate on the bottom, followed by another 1x10 plate. Let's set this assembly in like so. Now let's finish off the top with some smooth tiles. Starting on the left, set down a 1x4 flat tile, 1x8, a 1x1 plate, 1x2, 3 1x6 flat tiles, another 1x8, a 1x2, and another 1x8 flat tile. Now, there's our working slide out. Now for the awning. Take 2 Technic connectors that are marked with number 1 and 2 5-stud long cross axles. Place them inside the connectors. Take 2 Technic connectors that are number 6. Place them on the other end of the cross axle. Now grab 2 Technic pins that have a cross axle on one end. Place them in the number 6 connector. Now let's connect these 2 together with several of these 2-stud long Technic pin connectors. Let's place 1 on each end. Let's feed it some friction pins, followed by 2 more connectors. We're going to need to do this several times. There will be 8 connectors in total. Just about done. And let's join the 2 pieces together with a friction pin. See the slots? Let's line all those up. This part's going to face against the motorhome wall. The reason for the friction pins is so these don't spin around. Now slip in 4 regular Technic pins in these 4 openings. Let's attach the awning to the side. This will have to be worked in a bit. So place the 2 bottom Technic pins in the Technic bricks. A little adjustment is needed for the cross axles. Everything should lock in nice. There's our fake awning. Let's take a large tire and a rim. Slip the rim inside the tire. Let's make 10 of these. Flip it over. Let's slip a standard Technic pin inside the rim. Let's make another one. These are going to be the front wheels. Set those off to the side. Take 2 more tires and a 3 brick deep Technic pin. Let's slip the pin on the first tire and slip the other tire right next to the previous tire. Let's make 4 of these in total. These tires are going to be for the rear of the coach. I'm not sure the size of these tires. One more. There should be 6 sets of tires. Let's begin setting the 2 front tires inside the Technic bricks. The Technic pins do slip in the middle hole. Now for the rear axle. Everything snaps in place. Really nice. Wheels do spin free. Looks good. Let's construct the top of the motorhome. Start with a 6x8 plate and 8 1x6 flat tiles. Cover the whole plate. This is going to be the first section that'll fit over the driver's cab. Let's start the second portion of the roof with a 6x8 plate. Flip it over. Place 2 2x8 plates on the bottom. Now, let's set a 4x8 plate right underneath the 2x8 plates. Grab two more 2x8 plates, place one here and one here. Flip the assembly over, set down two 1x4 plates right on top of the 2x8 plates, followed by a pair of 2x4 plates. Let's finish up this area with a 6x8 plate. Make sure everything is locked in secure. Let's smooth off the top with some flat tiles, starting in the top left-hand corner with two 1x8 flat tiles. On this side, set down four 1x4 flat tiles. On the bottom, place two more 1x8 flat tiles. Be sure to hold on the bottom portion. In the middle, set down two 1x4 flat tiles. Skip four studs. Place a 1x4 flat tile perpendicular to the previous 1x4 flat tiles. On the bottom center, set down two more 1x4 flat tiles. For the top right, place two 1x8 flat tiles. Skip a stud. Place two 1x4 flat tiles on both sides of the opening. Skip a stud. Place a 1x4 flat tile. On the right, place another 1x4 flat tile. Skip two studs. Place a 1x2 and a 1x1 flat tile. Let's wrap around this area with a 1x4 flat tile. On the bottom right, let's finish it up with a 1x4 flat tile, skip a stud, a 1x3 flat tile, and a 1x8 flat tile. Place two 2x4 plates in this area. Right by the hole, set down a 1x2 plate with slide. Take a 1x2 plate with stick and a 2x3 plate with two holders. Place the holders on the stick and drop it down on the other side of the opening for a skylight. Let's finish off these two areas with two 1x4 plates with bow to lock everything in. Drop down two 1x1 plates in these openings. Let's set down a 2x2 turn plate right there. Let's construct an air conditioner. Place a 1x2 plate on the left hand side of the 2x4 plates, followed by a 4x4 by 2/3 plate or hood. Let's crown off the top with a 1x2 radiator grill. This plate is going to be used for a satellite dish. Let's set down two 1x2 jumper plates. Take a 1x2 plate with vertical holder and a 1x2 plate with stick. Place the stick in the holder and set it down on top of the jumper plates. Grab a 3x3 parabola dish and a stud. Place the stud inside the dish. Set it on the top portion of the 1x2 plate with stick. Now we have a satellite dish that does rotate as well as fold down and lock in between the studs. Let's build the last portion of the roof, starting with a 6x8 plate. Flip it over. Let's attach two 2x6 plates on the left hand side of the 6x8 plate to where we have a 1 stud opening and a 3 stud opening. Now let's place another 6x8 right next to the previous 6x8, followed by two 2x8 plates. Let's flip the assembly over. Place two 1x4 plates right here. This is going to be a skylight. Let's fill in both areas with two 2x4 plates. On this side, let's tack on a 4x8 plate. Starting on the left hand side, set down two 1x6 flat tiles. Be sure to hold underneath the bottom when attaching the tiles. On the left, place three 1x4 flat tiles perpendicular to the 1x6 flat tiles. On the bottom left, set down two 1x6 flat tiles. Skip a stud, place two 1x4 flat tiles on both sides of the opening. In the center, place two 1x6 flat tiles on the top and two 1x6 flat tiles on the bottom. Skip a stud, set down two 1x4 flat tiles. Let's finish up the right hand side with two 1x8 flat tiles. A 1x4 flat tile where we have a 4 stud opening. 4 more 1x4 flat tiles. And two 1x8 flat tiles on the bottom right. Let's construct a skylight with a 1x2 plate with slide. Take a 1x2 plate with stick and a 2x3 plate with two holders. Place the holders on the stick and set it inside the opening on the right hand side. Now let's crown off these studs with two 1x4 plates with bow. In this area, place two 2x4 plates. Set down a 1x2 plate on the left hand side of the 2x4 plates, followed by a 4x4 by 2/3 plate or hood. Crown off these studs with a 1x2 radiator grill. There's the last portion of the roof. Let's place the roof pieces on top of the coach. They do snap on to the plates. Some of these you may have to wiggle in a bit. That's why that the roof was broken down into several pieces. The plates are of different sizes. Looks like one nice rig. Does roll smooth on a flat surface. Nice seamless construction. Even Jay the Surfer likes it. I hope everyone enjoyed this long, detailed tutorial on the Deluxe Class A motorhome. Thank you for watching.